Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a day, let me tell you what. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be covering the controversy, the minimap controversy, and the phase sensor drama, and new OpTic roster, which entails Crim6 leaking roster. And like who I'd like to see as a fifth. So sit back, relax, nuzzle your dick can, whatever you gotta do. Sit back and relax and enjoy this video because it's gonna be a long one. Now, I'm gonna let you guys know that this is an opinion video, this is a speculation video. I feel that this is an opinion that not a lot of people have right now in the current state of modern warfare, or just in general. I mean, a lot of people don't agree with what I've said, and that's fine. But we're basically going to be going over the main points of what I posted on Twitter today about the minimap, going off on a tangent about why I feel the minimap is kind of pointless, especially in this game. So it's gonna be one hell of a video, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you guys are ready. Got my iced tea here, and hey, let's talk some Call of Duty. For those of you guys that don't know who I am, if this is the first video that you are seeing by me, my name is Cody, or Stryker. I'd like to put my opinions about what's going on in the Call of Duty community on my YouTube channel. And this is just one of those days where I've got a lot to talk about. So, we're going to go over basically my reaction to this proposed OpTic LA roster, why I'm excited about it, who I'd like to see as a fifth, considering, if this is just who I would like to see as a fifth for this CDL team. And we're going to start off there, and then we're just going to go off into rant territory after that, I guess. So before we get into it, though, I want to let you guys know that Abyss, the team I'm a part of, is sponsored by Rogue Energy. If you guys would like a discount code to use, make sure that you use Abyss Founder, ABYSSFLUNDER, all caps, for a 10% discount on your order. So let's fucking jump into this. All right, let's just dive headfirst into this. LA OpTic. All right, now, I was very, very skeptical about this team going in. The rumors that I had been hearing, Hector not being a part of it anymore. I was really worried about this team because if you guys don't know, I've been an OpTic fan since OpTic, was a thing back in 2010, and I've been following their type of their esports team for like I said, right out the gate. So I was worried about it. I don't want to just jump ship because shit's changing for them or anything, but it's one of those things where it's like, I wanted to stay a fan, but the team isn't going to be the same anymore. It's not going to be the old OpTic, but as a fan, as a true fan of the brand, the team, I feel that it was only good, to continue to support. So, earlier this week, Crim6 he was dropped from the team. I have never in my life seen somebody so emotional about being dropped from a team that they leaked a possible upcoming roster. Now, if you guys don't know, he leaked Formal and JCap to replace Karma and Crim6. So it would have been Dashy, TJ Scumpy, Formal, JCap. Now, the thing with this, with this roster being leaked, I mean, it's, I don't know, man, like, part of me is excited to know that, you know, OpTic's still going to be a thing, but at the same time, you know, I just don't understand how somebody can be that bitter. Rumor also went around the bend that Crib 6 got dropped for censor for the LA OpTic team. I was not happy about that rumor. I really hope that specific rumor is not true. And the reason for that, you know, is because Censor's pretty much an amateur player at this point. You know, he hasn't played on a team since the drama went on with him, and I don't know. Nobody knows how Censor would do on a pro team at this point in time, and, you know, I just don't think one of the number one teams last year would be a good fit for him, honestly. I think more on the amateur side, building up back to the pro player he used to be, would be a better opportunity for him to grow as a player, because of the time that he likes competed to now. I just don't think he could pull it off. And there is some things that we'll be getting onto later in the video that I talked about, but I really hope that the LA OpTic team is filled with veterans that know what they're doing. Now, I could be anybody, you know. If Formal actually goes back to OpTic, I think it would be great, because Formal, in my opinion, was one of the more well-balanced players, and I think, you know, since he and Scumpy have the team chem, you know, from the prior time that they teamed together, I think that, you know, you could kind of pair it off in this way. Dashi and TJ were the duo for OpTic last year. Well, now the OpTic team going into 2020, going into the franchise, could have, you know, two duos, TJ and Dashi, and Scumpy and Formal. So it's like, I guess you could say, an amateur duo and then a veteran duo. And I think, you know, the veteran, if this is true that Formal is going back to OpTic, I think that he could be, I think he could bring a lot of good to the table, and I hope to see Formal in an OpTic jersey again. I think my favorite OpTic roster was when it was Formal, Crim 6, Karma, and Scumpy, I believe that's who competed with Formal. I know I'm it's 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this video, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think Formal would be a great fit for the new OpTic roster, and I think, you know, I feel that when he played with LG last year, he brought the most to the table in sense of like game skill, like gun skill, map, you know, knowledge, and I feel that, you know, the benefits to having a player that knows what they're doing, and could pick up for two players is, for example, Formal is an absolute beast. I mean, one of the best Call of Duty players I've seen in years. I mean, which is the only reason why I ever watched LG COD. Because, you know, I like to keep up with my favorite players, no matter what team they're on. And, you know, so I do hope to see Formal on the roster again. And I hope that kind of made sense what I'm talking about. Now, Here is the one thing that I am worried about with Dashy being a part of this OpTic roster. You know, something happening with his visa again, which I feel is why, you know, even though OpTic got third at Champs again this year, you know, I feel that it could have been even better. They could have had a better chance with their full roster there. And even though he did end up getting it fixed towards the end, towards the middle to end of Black Ops 4, it still kind of worries me again a bit. You know, I don't know a whole lot about that stuff. I mean, he's a great player. He seems like, you know, he could bring a lot to the table, but with how serious esports is nowadays compared to what it used to be, you know, you cannot have any room for errors like that. And I understand that it was something out of his control, and I'm not pointing blame at him and saying that it's his fault why OpTic didn't, you know, win their last championship together under the roster they were under in Black Ops 4. I'm just saying that could 100% hinder the team to some degree. Now, what player would I like to see the fifth? That's hard to say. Personally, I think Clayster. I'd love to see Clayster in an OpTic jersey again. Simp. Maybe have the Twins subs for the LA OpTic team. If E United doesn't have a league spot, you know, you could pull Arcees and Pristini in. I think, let's see here. Let me think for just a second. You know, JCap would be good. Major Maniac. Anybody from Gen G, really. Now, this is based off of the Black Ops 4 season, obviously. But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of good players out there. I'd like to see somebody from Gen G or the Twins coming in as subs for the OpTic team, Simp or Clayster. And the reason why I'm picking a majority of the E United guys back to fill spots on this roster is because, you know, they just came off back-to-back wins. Their first and second championship wins for the E United squad in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. They won Miami, and then they won Champs against 100 Thieves. And I would assume, you know, having won your first and second ever championship that you would be gassed for a roster. And I mean, like the way they played, you know, going into the next Call of Duty season, they'd be probably more than eager enough to get another chip under the belt to some degree, or, you know, there'd be a fire under their ass basically to, you know, win some more championships. Do I think it will happen? No, but I do think if these guys are free agents or restricted free agents or whatever the case may be, and they want to play competitive Call of Duty again, they'll find a spot under any team in the franchise. But I guess my ideal, if I had to pick one out of the people that I've listed for this new COD roster or the OpTic roster, I would either pick Simp or Clayster. Clayster, just because he's had chemistry with Scumpy before. He's actually teamed with Scumpy before. He was on OpTic at one point. And at that time, you know, he played on FaZe. He played on all the biggest teams before he ended up moving to E United. Simp, double MVP, back-to-back world champion. I mean, the kid fucking played his heart out in Miami and Miami and Champs, and I feel that if he was really wanting to play again, I mean, you got Dashy and TJ and veterans and Formal and Scumpy. I just think that, you know, they'd be in the same mindset. Because from what I can see, both Clayster and Simp are very dedicated to the Call of Duty franchise, and they are wanting to win championships more than anybody else in the entire the entire franchise or the entire CWL. I think that they're dedicated players that I think would have good chemistry with this roster. Now, moving on to more of the tangent territory here, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Sensor Martin. Oh my God, this drama! I swear to you. Oh, excuse me. I swear to you. The drama that Doug finds himself in is absolutely asinine. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I feel that he, wanted and complained himself into his CDL spot. Do I think that's right? Absolutely not. I get wanting to be a professional COD player, but I mean, I think you also have to keep in reality. You got to keep a little bit of a grip on reality and realize, am I still ready for this? I made it known to a few people that I feel that because of the drama that Doug was in, the whole jet ski bullshit, whatever the fuck else, I honestly feel that no team is going to pick him up. And if a team does pick him up, it's because, he made a big deal about it. And I feel at this point, if a team doesn't pick up Sensor at this point, I feel that, he's going to make an even bigger deal about it. And then, I don't know. I don't know. This is just based on what I heard and what I see. Do I trust what he said? No, I don't. I don't feel that he was really... I don't think he was all the way truthful. I watched both of those videos earlier this week. I probably should have... I probably should have, taken time to watch the videos again. I mean, but 40-minute videos a piece is kind of a lot to go through, especially when you want to make a YouTube video at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm just kidding. It's not 4 o'clock in the morning. But, why? I mean, because if you know anything about Sensor, you know that he's talked about wanting to play in the league under a team again for years at this point. And am I saying that this is what he's doing? No, but this is just the way that I feel about it. I feel that those videos were made to push himself into a spot in the CDL. And I say that because when I watched those videos, it was one of the... I felt that, it was completely one-sided in the fact of, like, feel bad for me, feel bad for me, put me in a spot in the league, let me prove myself. Proving yourself isn't the issue here. It's the feel bad for me, put me in a league spot. That's where the kind of issue is. I don't feel that the entire story is complete. I feel that the videos that were made were used as leverage to get into the CDL. And that may be harsh to say, and it may be a really unfair judgment to make. However, I mean, come on, man. Look at it from a viewer standpoint, okay? Or just look at it from somebody that's followed the competitive Call of Duty scene, and that's been a part of the Call of Duty scene for as long as I have. I mean, I've seen it, I've experienced it. I mean, it's just, it's not a good, I mean, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. If this is true, I mean, I hope it's not true. I mean, I mean, I looked up the censor for, I looked up the censor as a player earlier in my Call of Duty career, but at the same time, you know, I've grown up. You know, it just doesn't. Those videos just don't feel right to me. You know, I feel that, you know, but the only one that knows the real reason why these videos were made is Doug. I mean, obviously, you know, because he's the one who put them out there, duh. But, I'm just, you know, I'm putting it out there that if these videos were made to get a spot into the CDL and nothing else, I think that's really messed up and not a good thing to do. I just don't understand it, you know. I don't get how somebody could want something that bad and then kind of flip it into his favor. Alright, you flipped a bad situation. I mean, because let's be honest, if the CWL, or the Call of Duty competitive scene was like it was last year, there's no way in fucking hell Doug would be picked up for your team. I mean, and being somebody that has heard, that was around at the time of the jet ski incident, or, you know, that heard about it like when it happened, you know, you kind of get the feeling that, you know, it killed his career. It actually killed his career. I mean, it killed his career dead in its tracks. Because, I mean, if you look at it from a realistic point of view, what team is going to want to have a player that has drama surrounding him like that? You know, I know if I led a team and somebody blew off practice, they wouldn't be playing. You know, I know that for a fucking fact. You know, I would have kicked him off the team immediately. So I think, on top of getting a CDL spot, I think that these videos were made to kind of cover his ass a little bit. I don't know. This is a whole fucked up situation. Because I mean, the chances of Doug, if the Call of Duty competitive scene was the same as it was last year for Black Ops 4, you know, I mean, it's below his chances of being on a team in that league was probably 5% or lower. And with the new scene, and with the CWL switching over to CDL, you know, competitive Call of Duty's flipping the stone, and I guess starting over. I still don't know how franchising works. But what I can say is this. You know, realistically, gotta think about it. Why is Doug talking about that past drama now? You know, said it was to clear up the air. Well, I hadn't seen anything about it since it happened, you know? And so, in my eyes, I do feel that he's using it as leverage to get himself back into the competitive Call of Duty scene. And that's maybe harsh to say, but that's just the way I see it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say about it, but I think, you know, I've repeated myself a couple times at this point. So let's move on to probably the most ridiculous bullshit I have ever seen in my life. I'm going to try to keep composure here. I'm going to try my very hardest not to get upset. But I'm not going to make any promises here. Moving on to the last topic here. No minimap in Call of Duty. Modern Warfare. God. My timeline on Twitter today was clogged to the top of people just bitching and moaning and groaning and just fucking complaining about no minimap. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm gonna go right out in the bat and say Activision confirmed it even before the alpha was released. They wanted to take Modern Warfare to a more fun-based type game. Alright? If you guys don't know, or if you haven't been keeping up, Call of Duty's just been competitive in every single aspect of it since, I'm gonna say, the jetpack games. And, you know, people such as myself had trouble adapting to some games. And just wasn't fun. So, Activision cited something along the lines with, before the alpha came out, that they wanted to focus more on having fun. Now, I don't know what having fun to people is, but, you know, first of all, it's a beta. The game's not going to be perfect in a beta, alright? The game releases next month. Fuck. Like, just shut up, enjoy and enjoy the beta for what it is. Just be lucky that you get to play it, you know, where people like me, I'm going to sit here and play it but can't, you know, just be thankful that you have an opportunity to play it, first of all, first and foremost. Second off, when a game is supposed to be, when the motive for a game right out the gate is supposed to be fun, that means that, yeah, shit that is in the previous Call of Duties is going to change. Now, when the competitive season starts, I can see where people are coming from when they say, hey, this could be a big issue for later on in the game. And I can see a lot of argument for it, but at the same sense, when a game is announced to be geared more towards having fun, why are you complaining about competitive when in the previous game you were complaining about it being more competitive than fun? It just makes no sense to me. Okay? And here's why it doesn't make any sense to me. Karma. Okay? OpTic Karma, previously known, I guess. You know, it's not said if you dropped or not. I haven't heard anything. But Karma fucking dropped the world's first tactical nuke the day before the beta started. You know? So it's like, okay, there's that sense, and I understand the competitive part to it, but if somebody can drop a nuclear day one, you know, how is having a minimap such a big deal? You know, it's going to be pub-oriented until competitive comes out. Nobody knows what competitive is going to be. Would I like it to be? Would I like it to have a minimap? Absolutely. You know, and the best way to fix this is to have minimap variant game modes. It's not that hard to fix. But the thing that really baffles me is this game is geared towards having fun. So just have fun. Just sit there and enjoy it. You know, enjoy the beta. Don't sit there and complain about shit. You know, I replied to Censor talking about how minimap desperately needs to be a thing. It doesn't. Game sense, let's say you've been playing Call of Duty for 10 years, alright, like I have, alright? Game sense, I never once looked at a minimap. Not one time in my entire Call of Duty career have I looked at a minimap. Okay? Maybe that's why I'm so confused. You know, Because, yeah, there are some people out there that play the game that heavily rely on the minimap to look at spawns for spawn traps and all that stuff, but at the same time, how is that fun for everybody? You know what I mean? How is what people do, like spawn trapping, it's only fun if you do it. You ruin the experience for everyone else. So what did Infinity Ward do? They took out the minimap so everyone can enjoy it. That was the whole point of what I said. That was literally the whole point of me even responding in the first place. Did I miscommunicate it? I feel that I didn't. Could have I explained it better? Sure. And if you don't feel that way, then that's okay. You don't have to feel the same way. Alright? You don't have to feel the same way. But with a game that was confirmed to be more oriented towards having a good time with friends or solo even. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be like me saying Fallout 4 needs to have consistent battle armor, or whatever it's called. The armor is the most overpowered thing in the game, you know? So, and it would take the fun out of exploring and, you know, it would take the fun out of exploring and getting to enjoy the game for what it is. Same thing with this Call of Duty. I really feel that a minimap wasn't added because of people that abused it. And I know that's far-fetched. I understand it's a far-fetched idea. But you gotta think about it from the mind of the developers as well. You know, everybody complained about it. Everybody complained about spawn trapping, myself included. You know? I complained about getting spawn trapped more than anything else. And it killed my vibe to play the game. I mean, and on top of that, a minimap. You're not even showing up on the minimap unless you have a UAV in the air. You know what I mean? So, to me, this is stupid, because not only is this game in beta, you know, people are complaining about something that really shouldn't matter. Everybody should just enjoy the game for what it is. It's a beta. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be exactly what you want. And I'm sorry, and if, you know, I'm hoping Activision does not add a minimap. I really hope that they stick to their guns. Because, you know, it's a good idea. And to me, it would revitalize the franchise. And I've heard a lot of people say, oh, it's just like Battlefield with the bullet drop. No, it's a more realistic. Bullet drop may not make any sense to you, but to me, it makes Call of Duty the most realistic it's ever been. So yes, you can... So yes, you can take comparisons from other games, but I mean, what the fuck is the point? Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it for what it is. It's not hard. It's just, I don't get it, man. I mean, to me, it's like, you know, everybody went into this game expecting it to be awful. You know, or not up to par, like Black Ops 4, or similar quality to a jetpack game. And, you know, now that now that people actually have gotten a chance to play it, you know, and everybody says it's good, it's the best Call of Duty in years, people are trying to nitpick. Stop it. If you can't adapt, go find another game to fucking play. Like, it's not that hard. Borderlands 3 came out this week. Wolfenstein, I think there's a new game coming out either later this month or early next month. You know, go play a game with go play a COD with a fucking minimap on it if it's really bothering you that bad, you know? I just don't think that it's warranted, because even though I may have not played the game yet, I still feel that, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, just shut up. It's a beta. If you go into a beta expecting it to be perfect, you're out of your mind. No beta has been perfect. If you can name to me a perfect beta in the comment section below, please do. But ladies and gentlemen, we've been rolling for about 36 minutes. I hope this didn't offend anybody too bad, but I want you guys to know, I just wanted to put opinions out there and just get my word out, you know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. This has been your boy, Stryker, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.